Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Eskita, working as an associate professor in the Department of Information Technology, M. Kumarasamy College of Engineering, Karur. I'm going to handle about the Hadoop environment from Big Data Technologies. So, what is big data? Big data is a collection of huge volume of data which is growing exponentially within a fraction of seconds. It is a data that comes with a large size and its complexity where the traditional database tool cannot handle, store, or process efficiently. So, it comes with a large size of data. What are the sources of big data? Big data are produced from different devices and applications that comprise social networking sites like Facebook, Google, Twitter, Instagram, where huge amount of data is generated day by day. E-commerce sites like Amazon, Flipkart generates lots of data where it comes for the online shopping. Weather station, satellites produces a lots of data per day and also which is stored and manipulated for the weather forecasting. Next comes a telecommunication company like Airtel, Vodafone generates a huge of data and also for publish their plans and stores millions of user data. Share market where stock exchange across the world generates a more large amount of data through its daily transaction. There are three types of the big data actually structured, unstructured and semi-structured data. Let us see these three types of the big data now. Structured data. What is meant by structured data? The data which is in the fixed format where it can be easily stored, accessed, and processed in a form of the fixed where it contains rows and columns with all its labels, which we call it as a structured data. So these structured data can be easily accessed, easily be processed, can be easily managed, and report can be easily done and generated by the traditional relational database. So that we call it as a structured data. So this is an example of the structured data where you can see a table with the employee ID, name, gender, department, and salary details, which is given with every row and column with its label where easily can be accessed and stored. So this type of the tabled structured data, we call it as a structured data in big data. Next comes unstructured data, which has no structure, that does not have any rows or any columns, any fixed formats, which comes in a huge size and multiple challenges in terms of its processing and deriving the values, where this type of data cannot be handled by the traditional database. And managing and storing is also somewhat difficult. So this a typical example of this unstructured data is nothing but it may be a fix, it may be an image file, maybe an audio file, it may be a document file, it may be a media file or PDF. Everything we say it as an unstructured data. Now you can see a data which is generated by the Google search. So this you can see where a text is also available, YouTube is available, image files are available, text format is also available. This Google search data we say it as an unstructured data. Next comes the semi-structured data which contains both format, both structured and unstructured. This semi-structured data comes in the form of an XML or log file or JSON file where it is also not supported in a traditional DBMS. The example which is given for the semi-structured data is an XML file. We can see it is a structured. It also comes in two forms, structured and unstructured data format. Next comes the characteristics of big data. So what are the characteristics of big data? There are 5 V's to define the characteristics of big data. What is? Volume, velocity, variety, variability, and value. So what is volume? The data which is dealing with a huge volume, huge size of data that comes in the form of petabytes. So that we call it as a volume. So what is velocity? The increasing the speed of the data, generating the fastness of the data. It is estimated in the terms of volume, which is doubling every 2 years. Then comes a variety of data. Variety of the data is nothing but different types of data, as we saw lastly, like which the data comes in the format text, video, images, log files or JSON files, whatever files in different formats of data. We say it as a variety. So next comes the variability of the data. Data which is in anonymous data, which is in doubt, which is not in clear. So that we call it as a variability of the data. Next comes the value. What is the real value of the data? What does that data mean it? So that we call it as a value of the data. So now you can see the different 4 V's which is given in the format of picture presentation. Volume, which is the data where it is in interest. and velocity, where the data is in motion, and variety, where the data comes in different forms, and veracity, where the data is in doubt or which is uncertain data. We can also call it as uncertain data. Volume is one of the essential characteristics of data where it comes in large format, which is enormous. How much data is generated per second or per minute or for a certain time period, how much data is generated. So that is the essential characteristics of big data. Next comes a variety of the data where different formats of the data, which may be in the structure format, which may be in the numericals, which may be in the images, audio, video, time series, social media. These data, we call it as a variety of data, where the data which is generated by the Facebook, Instagram, or Google, we say it as a variety of data, collecting the many types of data from different applications, which we call it as a variety of data. Next comes the velocity of the data, how fast the data is produced, how fast the data is generated, and what is the time, what is the generated and processed time to meet the demands or the real potential of the data. So it deals with the speed of the data generated from different sources like networks, business, mobile devices, sensors, whatever it may be, which comes in a massive and continuous format. Next comes the veracity of data, which is the accuracy or correctness of the data. This refers to the inconsistency of the data that comes at certain times, that happens during the processing of the data, where it is very difficult to handle or to manage the data effectively. Next, an important characteristics of data is a value. What is the value of the data? It is not the amount of the data which is to be generated. It is actually value of the data or trustworthy. What is the reliability of the data that needs to be processed or stored or analyzed for various research purposes? Big data technologies. It is very important for providing accurate analysis where it becomes easy for decision making and for operational efficiencies and cost reductions, reducing the risk factors. To harness this big data, we require a lot of better infrastructure to handle the huge volumes of the structured and unstructured data, and also and it is very efficient to protect the privacy of the data and also the security. So there are different variety of technologies in the market from different vendors like Amazon, IBM, Microsoft, which is looking to handle the big data. So apart from these technologies, there are two classes of technology to handle the big data. One is operational big data and another one is analytical big data. Besides the benefits of handling the big data faces a lot of challenges in order to produce an accurate formation of the data. That includes capturing of the data, curation, accuracy, storage of the data, searching, sharing, data transfer, analysis of the data, data presentation. To fulfill all these challenges, we are going to use a big data tool, which we are going to see in the future slides.